This is KTOE. It's Al and a cast of thousands. In with us today, we have Coach Grabow. He is in from the Esports team from Bethany Lutheran College, and I thank you for coming in. It's kind of funny. I'm not on the cutting edge of anything, but maybe I am here on this. You posted, a bloggy thing.
Just a little bloggy thing, yeah.
Yeah, you posted that about our the interview we did last week with Powell.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends were all over it.
Yep.
They couldn't believe it. What are you doing? What do you know about all this? And I'm like, I know nothing. But I started giving you guys a hard time about your jerseys.
Yep.
And then everybody just started giving me a hard time. Why you got to give them this? I don't know. I don't think it was, I would call it viral because I don't know what it makes, how many you got to make viral. But I mean, tens of people commented. Tens.
Yeah, tens.
So I was very excited about how that happened. But having you guys come in was a lot of fun. And I really do enjoy you guys. So last week, just to catch up, Esports, what's the game you played? Legends?
League of Legends is our big game.
But do you play other games? Somebody
Yes.
asked me. This is where I was going with this. I had people start asking me questions about how this whole team thing works.
Sure.
You have a team for League of Legends.
Correct.
Do you have a team for Madden 2012 or whatever we're on to now, 2019?
Yeah. So not Madden games, but the games we play under the Esports team umbrella. The specific teams are League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Super Smash Brothers. 5 games in total.
And how are those picked as the games to play? Because I presume there are other leagues and
Totally. There's like,
so you just decide which 5 games?
It was 5 games that students were on campus that we already had on campus were very interested, and 5 games that Director Fricky and I are very familiar with.
Okay. Does the school step in and what do they call them? Single person shooter games?
FPS,
Maybe that was not something isn't as exciting for you guys because of the school you're at. Does that not get into them? I guess my point is I've had my kids have to turn the volume off because I'm not too thrilled about some of the language and some of that stuff. And I presume Bethany has some of those same concerns?
Yes. Most schools do. Some of the games...
I presume you can play without that.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Okay.
But
obviously, I'm a 55-year-old man who's never played these things more than Pong, so it isn't obvious. But okay, I get your point. For you, it's obvious. To me, it's like we better check.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of those games, there are a lot of students interested. A lot of schools don't play it just for concerns. Some of the greater community, the people that play those games, sometimes are just because of the nature of the game are, I would say, more toxic, and. A lot of high schools tried playing those games because those were popular across a lot of high schools. But even though like in-game banter for like League of Legends might be, like good game, try again, like snarky little things. The first-person shooter games that you're referring to, a lot of those like banter are like could be death threats or stuff like that. And if you do that in a high school, they have to take that seriously. There's not one thing that they can let fly, and it was just a hassle. Well,
what about the whole idea of, is this a closed game? Are you able to close the universe off that your 5 guys against, who'd you play this week?
We played Boise State, St. Thomas, and UW-Madison.
Wow, we had 3 this week. I didn't know that. All right. Yep. So you had 3 teams. Let's just say Boise, Idaho, you're playing those guys. Mm-hmm. They've got 5 guys. Is that a closed system, or are there other people able to... get in and well, can they watch? Can they make comments? Can the world watch you play as you play?
Good question. So
thanks. I do this for a living. You are so complimentary. I love this.
By default, those games it's a closed circuit, right? The game's obviously open and free to play, but when we set up that private match, only we can view it, right? However, if there are some times where I'll send their coach or their director a message saying, hey, we're planning on streaming this game on a website called Twitch, very similar to YouTube, but more live. It's live video. Its main platform is gaming, although there's now like people doing home cooking shows and stuff like that. Think YouTube, but a live presence. And that has like live chat and live comments and stuff like that.
And then both coaches kind of got to agree on such a thing if they do that?
That's cool with us. Then we stream it and we can post that link to, anywhere, Facebook, whatever, and people can watch. And we, for our first one we did was actually yesterday, where we actually sort of promoted that. And we actually had like 20 people consistently watching, which is kind of fun.
But then does that get into back with you guys having to monitor some knucklehead in his basement in Florida says, you guys start typing some untawdry things.
We do have chat moderators, is what they're called. Yep. So we have it set up for our school that whenever someone types, it has to get approved by our person watching.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go to break. I want to find out how we did this week.
Excellent.
Because I know when you left here last, we were undefeated.
Correct.
Did it happen to stay that way? We'll talk next at KTOE. KTOE, Al in the afternoon. Al and his cast of thousands includes Coach Grabow from Bethany Lutheran College. He is the Esports coach, head director. You run the whole dang thing, right?
Along with Lucas Fricky, yep.
Yep, okay. So here's my question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in there in the auditorium, the gymnasium. I mean, it's not a gym. It's a room with surround sound televisions. I mean, you got everything in there. Mm-hmm. Fancy chairs. These kids want for nothing, leather chairs. People can come watch, I take it, if they wanted to come on. There's a gallery. Mm-hmm. What is a coach allowed to do? Here's my point. Basketball coach stands on the side of the court, screams at his players.
Yep.
Do this, do that. Boom.
Yep.
Golf coach, once the kid tees off, cannot speak to coach. You can't talk to your kid again until the match is done.
Yep.
Where does the esport coach fit in there? Do you yell at some players? You give them some stuff? Say, watch the guy behind the tree?
Yp.
Yes?
No.
So, okay. So what? Yeah. Oh, you're just acknowledging. Okay.
I was acknowledging.
Okay. Thank you very much for doing that. Paying attention. What can and can't you do? I don't have any clue.
Sure. So when we first get into game, there is what's called champion select or characters. Character select, and it goes every other, and it's strategic because some characters beat out others, some, but some have better synergy. And so it's kind of a lot of strategy that goes into that. So I am allowed to stand over the shoulder with a headset on and microphone, being able to talk to them in the same thing. We're all in the same room also, but...
And you can turn that off so the other five, the other team can't hear that.
We're in our own little team chat. Can
I listen to that as a spectator? If I'm in the... No?
Well... You could, but it would.
Could I get headphones and listen in to all the? Okay.
Yes, it's on a 3-minute delay for spectators.
Okay.
So everything is
all with kitty wampus.
Well, the whole video is delayed with the audio 3 minutes, just for cheating purposes.
No. If I'm in the room with you.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching from the stands. Totally. I really want to find out how this works. I can hear the coaches.
Yeah, we could pump that through if we wanted. Yes.
Fantastic. Because that's like NASCAR. You now listen to NASCAR. They're talking too much. Okay. Very cool.
Yep. Right. But anyway, so I'm during this character select, the whole strategy. Which characters beat which characters have better synergy. I talk with them. And we make the decision, and we'll then lock in all of the characters we're going to be playing. And then after that, I am off heads. I cannot talk to them until the game is done. We usually have 3 to 5 minutes in between, the best of 3. And we said, okay, what went well? Did we win? Did we lose? We switch sides. So that has character preference then if we switch sides. So let's say one character is really strong right now, really, really good. And we can either pick that, or there's also before that a ban phase where you can say each team gets 5 bans. These 5 characters are not allowed in this game.
Oh, okay.
And, either someone is really good for that. Like last week, Pau, there's one character that he is nationally renowned on. Like, people know his name online for that champion, or for that character.
Oh, probably because he's on this show.
Yeah.
But, when you get assigned, so you pick 5 caricatures.
Yep.
You have to assign them to each one of your 5 players, then that's who you are? You do that before the game starts, no switching?
They pick that themselves. They know what they would like to play, or what they're comfortable
locked in when the game starts.
You can't switch.
Okay, that's
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So once those lock those in, you can't switch. We get in the game. I take off headset. I go in another room and watch on a big screen TV.
So the game is pretty much decided by the time you pick those 5 caricatures. That's why the coach just go in another room. You're done.
No, I'm just not allowed to speak. I'm not allowed to give advice. It's similar to golf.
And how do you know if that's happening? Because if you can't hear what they're doing in St. Louis or whoever you're playing, it's just the old honor system that the coach isn't jumping in?
Yep, it's an honor system. We also submit all of our voice comms and our game feeds and everything so that officials...
How about parents or those that are watching from the sidelines? Can they yell and scream and throw stuff? Is it just dead calm?
It's not dead calm in that room. There's a lot of energy going on during a game, but...
Yelling what to do?
Yeah.
Really?
Between each other, yeah. So the parents, we all spectate in another room right next door.
Oh, okay. So that you can't yell the pow and say,
no.
On your left!
Yeah, no.
All right. We'll be back after this. Got to find out how these cats did this week. It's going to be a good week, I'm sure. We'll do that right after this from Your Money Now on KTOE.
I'm Jim.
Esports coach, Mr. Grabow's in. And we are talking esports from Bethany Lutheran College. Last time we had him in, and we'll get more as the how the game goes as we go throughout the season here. So let's catch up. When you left my studio last time, we were undefeated.
Yes.
We had started the season. We were 1-0. You had 3 matches in the last week, which is just crazy to me. But, of course, I love the idea of this esports. You don't have to travel.
Nope.
You're just, hey, everybody, we're meeting tonight. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you could do it. And I don't know how tired mentally they get. First match, when was it? And who'd you play?
Tuesday, Boise State, 2-0. It was best of 3.
Nice.
Quick stomp, so.
Okay, Boise State, well, they're out of here. They don't worry about Boise State. And then who is next?
St. Thomas from Florida, not Minnesota. But
okay.
School about 10,000, same sizes in St. Paul. Another 2-0.
Really, routing?
Real quick, yep.
Really, this is going well. The boys are doing well. I like this a ton. Oh, I should actually co-ed teams, or are it all guys?
That is co-ed. League of Legends is currently all men.
Okay, that's just the way it fell. It wasn't.
It's just the way the cards fell. Yep.
All right, and then you had one more match. What did we do?
Last night against UW-Madison, and that went.
Wisconsiners.
We beat them 2-1. It was pretty close. Our first game was a nail biter. The second game they won pretty It was close, but pretty handedly yet. And then the third game
What is close and pretty handily? That's such a coach's answer. The score isn't indicative of how close the game was. What? Come on.
So
how many key people were still alive when they captured the flag?
For ours, 1 at the end. So that was nerve-wracking. And we were definitely down the whole game. The first game, second game, they took us to the cleaners. I'll admit. And then the third game, we took them even harder to the cleaners and won 2-1.
Now, are you allowed in between those matches to switch caricatures then?
Oh, of course.
You are? Okay, so you get your headsets back on. We're going to pick another set of 5.
Each game, it's a clean slate.
Okay, so that makes it interesting again, new draw. This week then, coming up, what do we have ahead? What do you have planned? Is it 3? Are we going to talk 3 games, 3 teams a week? That's a full schedule.
Yeah, usually about that many. We actually have a game tomorrow, so we have 4 this week. So
these kids up for it? I mean, are they in shape? And I make fun because I've seen the studio now, leather chairs. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to survive physically.
Yep. Yeah.
Mentally, it's got to be kind of tough.
Mentally, it's taxing, especially last night was very stressful for some of them, just because it was a new school, new players, very skilled players we're playing against, obviously. And
do they go off and look and say, hey, here's the guys we're taking from Boise.
Yep.
Go look online, because they all got weird names online. I mean, you can't really just look up.
Yep. So we've got our rosters online, and there's a website where we type in everyone's names, and it just gives us a list. Here are the characters they like to play. Here's their win rate on those guys. Okay. Here's their overall rank, nationally, worldwide, etc.
And you got enough geek guys who want to go through that paperwork and find out, don't they? Yeah, that's how you win. You take the time to do the homework.
Yep.
Good for you guys. So who do you play Saturday?
This Saturday.
Tomorrow.
I'm trying to think. There's so many games.
Really matters not to me.
Another South Dakota team.
Okay, but let's do this.
Yep.
What time is it? If somebody wanted to wing over there and watch, what time do they got to go, and how do they do that?
Yep. So the game starts at noon Central Time, and you can catch us online at the website is twitch.tv, and you can just search Bethany Esports, and it'll pop right up. Live feed.
Fantastic, Coach. Tell the guys good luck. I love it. Undefeated for the season. That's what we're going for. We're going to just rock and set a mark no one can hit again, all right?
Yep.
All right, Coach. We'll get you in again next week?
Yeah, of course.
We'll do it right here at KTOE, keeping track of the esports.